What's going on, crypto people? Crypto Beast here. Today, I have a very, very interesting podcast with the CEO of Cointelligence, where we discuss how he's been calling out scam exchanges and projects, how they've been attacking and blackmailing him. Also, we're going to be discussing the industry. We're going to show you some of these scam projects and exchanges, and we're going to be discussing our opinions about what's going on at the moment, etc. So sit back and enjoy, and I'll see you on the next one. What's going on, crypto people's Crypto Beast here, and today I have Yavin from Cointelligence. Now, for those of you who do not know, Cointelligence is a platform website which focuses on education, research about the industry, and most importantly, and what we're going to be discussing today, is that they focus on pointing out the scam projects. So Yavin, I've introduced it briefly, but why don't you tell my audience a little bit about Cointelligence?
Sure. First, thank you very much for having me today.
Pleasure.
My name is Yavin, and I'm the founder and CEO of Cointelligence and Cointelligence Academy. As you mentioned, Cointelligence started 2.5 years ago as a research and analysis company. We've analyzed more than 400 different blockchain and crypto companies. Some of them we published as a part of our rating system. I do have to say that currently we do not rate any projects. The only thing that we are rating is exchanges, crypto exchanges.
Okay.
And we continue to update the rating for the crypto exchanges, especially scam alerts about scammy exchanges. Last year we decided to shift our focus to education.
Okay.
And we started Cointelligence Academy. Later on, last year, we relaunched Cointelligence Academy as an online platform. And basically today you can get yourself educated about blockchain and cryptocurrency completely for free, by the way. The 101 class is completely for free.
Amazing.
We decided to make it free so it will be as accessible as possible. And thanks to our sponsors, they enable us to do it. Hopefully we will be able to continue doing it for free, to offer it for free for a long time. Just to finish off the explanation about us, a part of the education that we're doing is obviously also warning innocent investors from scammers. And you mentioned that scam fighting is something that we've always been doing.
Yes.
It's not something that we decided to do as something formal, especially since obviously scam fighting is not profitable. You can't make money out of it.
Yeah.
But we just started doing it when we saw, especially during the ICO craze period. Yes. I don't need to tell you how many scammers were out there.
It's ridiculous.
And we just decided to start calling them out, especially when we analyzed ICOs and we found that it's clear scams. We decided to start calling them out. So that's us.
It's completely amazing. I actually, during the ICO phase, I said this exact same thing on my YouTube channel, and I pointed out, and I did some research about your sort of interviews and what you said, and I said the exact same thing, that ICO bench are scamming all investors by taking money and just taking the piss out of the industry, basically. And it seems like you did what I did. You launched a platform which initially started calling out the scammers, and I did sort of the same thing with the Beast platform when I launched it. So it's amazing to see that it's a confirmation that these basically ICOs and the companies that reviewed them were actually lying to all of us. So it's ridiculous.
Absolutely. I have to say, first of all, I have to say that I'm a huge believer in ICOs, not at the moment.
Okay.
I think that ICOs will come back in a few years.
Wow. I haven't heard that for a long time.
But I am saying a few years, and I'm not talking about next year. I'm talking about in 3, 4, 5 years, maybe even more than that.
Sure.
Just to make things clear, I think that the mechanism, the fundraising mechanism that is open to everyone out there is amazing. I've been an angel investor myself more than a decade now.
Okay.
And it really pains me to see that the investment game is especially reserved for accredited investors or investors that are even not accredited investors, just investors that are either got the right connections to the right people,
or
they have enough money, enough wealth, and it leaves the people that really need it the most more than outside the game. And now, having said that, go on, sorry.
Yeah, so like just before you carry on, this is what I've always said is that yes, ICOs will come back, but it won't be ICOs. And I think the step in the right direction was creating IEOs and etc. But the problem with IEOs, what I think is that the exchanges sort of have control and not everyone's able to invest it. So the point of ICOs was everyone, like you're saying, everyone's able to invest. So there needs to be something. There needs to be something different, but based off ICOs. That's how I see it.
I agree with you. And when I said that ICOs will come back, I am sure that they will not come back in the same way that we've seen them before.
Exactly.
I am hoping we will have clear regulation for ICOs, so it's not going to be the wild, wild west.
Yes.
But just to finish off what you mentioned before about ICO bench, because this is really a super important topic.
It's a problem.
Not only ICO bench is completely corrupted, and not only they misled innocent investors, they also did some nasty things. For example, they actually approached projects and they threatened them to lower the rating unless they pay them bribes.
No way.
So, yes.
No
we have
way.
Evidence.
That's insane.
Yes, we have clear evidence showing that. I actually published a few stories, research stories about ICO bench and the top experts there. And it's very nasty. Now, beside that, what you mentioned about IEOs, I completely agree with you. And I was really excited about IEOs when I saw
so was everyone
studying.
But no money went in them. No money went in them.
It's not that no money went in there. It's that we cannot know what money went in there because the exchanges do not disclose anything. I asked, at least my research team asked at least 15 different exchanges time again and again and again to disclose details and information, because it's really simple. I mean, all you need to do is show wallet addresses and you can actually see, I mean, beside the privacy coins that maybe it's a bit of a problem, but the rest, you can show crypto wallets and you can actually track the funds, but they will not disclose anything.
They said no. They just said no.
Anything. So I think it's a big problem. I don't trust IEOs at the moment, and I don't recommend anyone investing in any IEO, even if it's on one of the big, well-known exchanges that are considered to be legit.
Yeah, I agree. Look, the model needs to change. Now, look, on your website at the moment, you have scam exchanges and you have scam projects. I wanted to start off with speaking about scam projects. Very briefly, I just wanted to know, what's your number one scam project, let's say in the past year?
So there's no question here. It's definitely OneCoin. That's the biggest scam that we've seen until today. We know about more than 4 billion euros lost in that scam already. There are talks about 15 billion, but I didn't see the evidence for that. I only seen some evidence that do point at 4 billion plus. I have to say that I didn't see full evidence. Most of it is saved at the authorities, so they don't disclose the information. But I did have talks and I saw evidence by victims of OneCoin, and that's probably the biggest scam for now.
For now, exactly. So just for the viewers, I know the conversation won't end if we go into all the factors that make a project a scam. But for you, what was it that made it a scam mostly?
I'll give you a few examples of indicators of scammers. So first of all, when the company doesn't have the right evidence to back up their claims. For example, in the example of Karat bars, Karat bars is another huge scam. It's actually coming close to OneCoin. And with Karat bars, they will not be able to prove anything to you when you ask them the questions. They say that everything is backed up by gold. They cannot prove anything about any gold reserves that they hold.
Yeah.
They are saying that they have this blockchain and that blockchain. They can't prove anything. So basically, when you ask questions and you cannot get the right evidence to support the claims, usually it will be a scam.
Yeah.
The second indicator is the team. If the team will not disclose itself, will not give you the details of the companies, of the legal entities, of the people behind the company, who are the founders, who are the shareholders, who are the directors, that's the second biggest red sign in our opinion. And the third and the last example that I will give you today, because like you said, there's dozens of indicators. True. The third one is the promise. Whenever you see a promise that is too good to be true, it's probably a scam. Whenever somebody is promising you positive ROI, guarantees positive ROI, it's a scam, period.
100%.
But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about all kinds of false promises. You can, we promise you the moon, you will get to the moon, we will do this, we are going to have tens of thousands of a percentage of growth, all kinds of claims that we've seen around happening.
Yes.
That's a big red sign with regards to scams.
Yes, I agree 100%. I would say for me, the number one point was your third point. If they guarantee you something, it's a scam. That's it.
Absolutely.
You cannot guarantee.
Absolutely.
Now,
nobody can guarantee anything. Nobody,
yes.
Even the biggest experts in our industry,
yes.
the ones that are considered to be the biggest experts, they will not be able to predict anything, and everything is a lie whenever somebody is guaranteeing a prediction.
I completely agree. Now, let's move on to, the biggest scandal that you're in. This is one of the reasons I actually wanted you on this podcast, talking about the biggest scam exchange. I won't talk too much. I'll just let you shoot away. Tell us about it.
Sure. So one of the scammiest exchanges in our industry is called LA Token.
Yeah.
LA Token Exchange, not only they are faking everything about them. The trading volume is completely fake. Everything about the legal entities is fake. They will not disclose anything about them. They will not give any details and so on. Beside all of that, they already cheated and stole so much money from so many people in the industry.
How did they do that?
I'll give you a few examples. First of all, they will ask you to pay for listing. Obviously, if you want to list your token, you want to list your project, they will ask you for a listing fee. They will promise you the moon, and they will guarantee you many different things. For example, they will guarantee you that your project will be traded with high volume, for example. And you're laughing because you already know that it's impossible to guarantee something like that. Even
amazing.
if you have the best maker, even if you have the best market makers, it's impossible to guarantee such a thing. And I'm not going into if market making is legit or is not legit at the moment. Let's put that aside.
Yeah.
Beside that, they have an IEO launchpad. They, for example, they launched an IEO called SpaceX.
I saw SpaceX. That. So, sorry to interrupt. I spoke to them and they approached me and I said, is this real? And they said, yes. They said it's real and they're working with SpaceX. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I know. And I had an online live debate with the CEO of LA Token, Mr. Valentin, one of the biggest mega scammers of our industry.
So you spoke to him. You spoke to him live.
Yeah, I spoke to him live and I asked him some difficult questions. Every time I asked him a difficult question, he responded by saying that I am a scammer and I am acting against the law and I am doing this and I am doing that. And on top of that, he also started showing a presentation about the past, the present and the future of IEOs. I'm asking him difficult questions. I am telling him he's a criminal, and he's showing us the past, future of IEOs.
Just la 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 like this.
Exactly. It was exactly like that. By the way, it's still online, obviously. And you
Send me the link. I'll
it.
link it down below. 100%. Yeah.
I'll send you the link. Now, just to finish off the explanation, they are approaching founders of crypto startups. Every day they are spamming the entire industry, and they are offering these founders to pay them a few bitcoins in order to get their IO on their launchpad.
Yeah.
And they are promising them the moon. They are guaranteeing investments. They are guaranteeing that they will help the marketing for the project, which means that they will send a mass email about the project, which, by the way, they are doing. If there is one thing that they are actually doing is this, but they are not doing it for all of them. Sometimes they are promising to do it, and they are not doing it.
So they must be, they must be doing a lot of these, by the sounds of it.
Until now, they did a couple of hundreds that I am aware of.
That's a lot.
Hundreds.
That is a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, we have evidence from, by now, it's more than 25 different founders, because I keep getting new evidence all the time, especially when people are aware of what happened between them and us recently, and I'll go into that now. So we keep getting more evidence, and I have clear evidence of founders showing me what they promised them and how they failed to deliver their promises. Now, when you are cheating founders of startups, they are completely bootstrapped, and it's hard enough to be a founder. I get so pissed off when I see these things, because you don't need these cheaters, these scammers. It's difficult enough to manage a startup.
Yes.
And what they are doing is even making your life more difficult. And in some cases, we've been approached by founders that gave them the last funds that they had in order to try to get the startup going, and they took the last funds with false promises and gave them nothing.
And
so they had to shut down.
And they're basically all tanked,
Yes. Now, what happened between LA Token and Cointelligence and myself recently is that we are calling them out on a regular basis.
Okay.
And a few weeks ago, they got so upset when we called them out. I attacked them personally in a Telegram group, and I started asking them questions. How can you sell securities to UK citizens? I'm a UK citizen. I am not aware of any regulation that they have with regards to securities in the UK.
That's right.
And I know that it's illegal for them to sell securities in the UK. So after I asked them the question again and again, and I didn't let go, they launched a counter attack on me. They started bringing in the group fake profiles, non-identified profiles, which later on I was able to prove that these profiles were sent by LA Token. I was actually able to prove it after a week or 2 weeks, something like that. And beside that, they sent a mass email. I do not know how many people were CC'd to that email, but according to the amount of people that approached my team members and myself, I am guessing that they sent it to thousands of people, maybe even more than 10,000 people, because we were approached by more than 100 people. And I know that most of the people will not approach us and will not ask us. And what they did, they sent a fake email with a fake story about an SEC complaint against me and Cointelligence. And people don't even bother reading the text. Some people approached me because they saw the headline.
That's all they need.
An SEC complaint against Yavin and Cointelligence. And people approached me and asked me, are you aware that there is an SEC complaint against you? And then I respond and I tell them, did you bother reading the email? They said, no, please read the email. And when you read the email, you see that they have English mistakes, and the SEC will not send an email with English mistakes. They sent the email from a prompt mail, which is completely non-identified. They sent the email on behalf of the digital transparency group. When you look up for that group, for that organization, It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
There's no such organization. You cannot find that anywhere. Believe me, I spent with a few hours with my head of research. We couldn't find it anywhere. So that's what they did to us, and they did that as a counter attack on our scam calling out about them.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm busy with for the last few weeks.
So what's going on then? What's the update, like the most recent update? Where you at with them and this email stuff?
So I was able to prove beyond any doubt to whoever approached me and asked me about it that the fake profiles, the non-identified profiles, were sent by LA Token. I can prove that.
Okay.
And one of them actually threatened me to send a mass email for, I don't remember the exact number, but I think he mentioned more than 80,000 different emails.
Wow. So he's blackmailing you now.
Threatened me, and by that I can prove that it's LA Token. But I would like to go to court and sue them in court for defamation and libel. And I am trying to gather more evidence because the evidence that I have at the moment is not good enough yet to go to court. So that's the latest update, and I am still looking for clear evidence that will prove that it's them behind the mass email.
Look, it sounds like you're gonna get the evidence at the end of the day, and it's just ridiculous the way they're conducting themselves. It just proves that they're a scam and they have no way out of this. So look, I hope anyone who's listening, don't use LA Token and don't be involved with them. I think this confirms it. So look, the last thing I wanted to discuss, you've been in the industry for a while. I've been talking about Bitcoin on my channel for a little while now. I just want to talk about the current market. I don't really like to get into the virus side because that's what everyone's talking about, and it's not really that, it's not going to affect the market, but maybe it will. But let's talk about Bitcoin in itself. The halving is coming soon. I'm not sure if you know about the historical data and the halvings, but it's taken double the time for an all-time high past the halving each time it's happened. So we're looking at a good 2 to 4 years, historically speaking, for an all-time high. And I'm worried personally that by that time, let's say out of the blue, Ethereum might take over, or Bitcoin might not be, the top cryptocurrency. The only reason it's the top now is because it's the main trading pair. Give me your thoughts about all of this.
Absolutely. So before I give you my thoughts, let's remind everybody that is listening and watching that this is not financial advice.
Yes.
Do not invest in anything unless you can afford to lose it.
Yes.
Nobody knows what's going to happen, and everything I'm about to say is pure guessing.
Yes.
You can say that it's smart guessing because we are considered to be knowledgeable. We are researching the industry on a regular basis. Of course, I'm very well aware of the halving of Bitcoin. It's one of the most amazing things in my opinion. And if you ask me, I think that it will make the price go high.
Yes.
It will create a situation where the price will go high because of that.
Okay.
But I have to say that it's also wishful thinking by me, because I'm probably one of the the biggest evangelists of crypto out there. So I have to give that disclosure.
Of course.
And I truly believe, according to the research that we did and keep doing, I do actually believe that that's going to happen. But there are so many different factors, especially the virus situation that we have. And I completely understand why you don't want to go into that. But I do think that it will be in favor of Bitcoin.
Yes.
And as much as I'm a supporter of crypto in general and not Bitcoin specifically,
yes,
I can tell you that I'm not worried about Bitcoin with regards to the other coins. I think that it will be very difficult for the other coins to go to be more than Bitcoin at this stage. But again, that's my personal opinion, my personal view, and this is not any financial investment advice or any financial advice whatsoever.
You gotta say that. Look, I respect your opinion. I think we're sort of on the same wavelength. I just don't think Bitcoin is going to hold up. Especially, it's got so many risks to it, and it's so easy to look into the future and guess that new technologies might even destroy it at the end of the day, especially with new computing, etc. So, like you said, I'm not the biggest supporter of Bitcoin, but I really respect it's like what it's created. And I'm looking at other projects and other coins, and this is why your website, for example, is perfect for people to see new projects, which might be the new Bitcoin. Everyone's been waiting for a long time for it, but I think one day it will happen. So I'm gonna end the interview and this podcast on that. It's been a pleasure having you on it, by the way. I'll leave all your links down below so everyone can check out your website and the podcast that we discussed. And yeah, thank you for coming onto the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's been a pleasure. All the best. Bye-bye. Bye.